Although not the only method available, we are going to demonstrate the recommended method for defining access states for input objects in your apps during this tutorial. We recommend this method because it works very well for simple and more complex workflows. The general principle is to restrict access to input objects for all workflow stages and user roles, then set exceptions to this rule and allow access for specific stage and role combinations. Always start with the general restrictive rule by ensuring that you have all workflow stages and user roles selected in the Object Overview panel on the left. Select the input object you want to work with, and in that object's Access Properties panel, select the state you want this object to take on as a general rule. Remember that a restriction is always recommended here, so choose Hidden, Disabled, or, as we will in this example, Read Only. Note the icon visible on the object. This is an object marker that is only visible in the app design mode and indicates the state selected. The padlock icon indicates Read Only, but you will see others later for Hidden, Disabled and Normal. Once that general restrictive state is in place, we must manage the exceptions to this general rule. In this example, we would want the user that's completing the new request to be able to enter and modify the data in this field. First, select the new request stage in the drop-down, then select the normal state in the Object's Access State drop-down. We don't have to set our access rules object by object. If we have several things with the same rules, we can select them together and apply the rule in one step. The other 5 objects in the same area will have the same rules in this example. Using the Control key, select the objects together with your mouse. Once again, do remember to start with the stage and role, both set as all in the Object Overview. Set the General State rule as Read Only. Select the new request stage and set the state to Normal. It's important to understand that roles are defined in the Notify command. There are no roles defined when the app instance is initially opened or created at the default stage. When we are setting our exception to the general rule at the default stage, or new request in this example, we must leave the role selection as all. We will look at more examples of setting access rules in apps in other tutorial videos.